All right, what is up? There's new cards, new set, the High Seas. Obviously, everybody's excited about this set. I don't know, maybe not everybody, but I'm excited. And yeah, I think the pirate theme is really dope. I don't think about pirates too much in my fantasy realms. I'm spending more time thinking about cowboys, samurais, ninjas, stuff like that. And obviously, it's actually really cool because Flesh and Blood has had that before, but now they're rocking up with some pirates. And even though this dude seems awfully similar to a Davy Jones, I think they acknowledge that, which is cool. And he's really dope. Like, especially as a necromancer, he feels right. It is so Davy Jonesy. But I guess whatever. I guess that's kind of a cool thing. Sometimes when you do it, as Picasso said, great artists borrow, or good artists borrow, and great artists steal. And I think this is borrowing because they're paying homage. But anyways, I think this set is going to be, or this hero in particular is going to be a Magic port. I think it's set up to bring people over from Magic. They incorporated the tap, less than tap. They incorporated minions. Minions is Hearthstone, and Hearthstone is like the pirate thing. Also brings over Hearthstone. Some of these aesthetics. This feels like it could be in Hearthstone. This feels like it could be in Hearthstone. I think there's a lot here to make this game look friendly to other players of other card games. This looks like it could be in Hearthstone, and that is awesome because, yeah, Flesh and Blood is an awesome game, and hopefully they can keep growing, and then eventually they can get their prices under control. We're expecting to see almost certainly a codex reprint, which is something we're happy about. We got the CNC reprint in the last set. If they were able to get the printing of the last set under control, if you will, or like to the level that it should have been at, that would have been awesome because you wouldn't have these new $70 cards. But like, I think they're on the right track, and I think bringing new people in the game is going to help, bring down prices, increase the prize pool, and grow community, which is cool because Flesh and Blood is an awesome game. Lots of people like the level of skill expression that this game offers. So yeah, this guy, destroy a gold you control, draw a card, then discard a card. If a blue card has been put into your graveyard this turn, you may play cards with Watery Grave from your graveyard. So this is kind of working just like Vincent, where you're using this instant, obviously gold, and then there's a lot of cards in the set that allow you to draw a card and discard a card. This lets you look at the top card of your deck. I kind of think that his weapon is going to let you put the top card of your deck into your graveyard. Or, I mean, one of the other ideas that I had was maybe it's going to let you put all of these allies into your graveyard to begin with. What is clear is once they've gone and been played in the arena, they go into the graveyard and they're flipped and therefore can't be reused, right? It's like it hasn't been explicitly said, but turn it face down. When this card is put into your graveyard from the arena, turn it face down implies that once you've used it in the arena, you can't bring it back to life, which I guess is cool. So it's like, it's basically, he's using the graveyard as this special place through which he can cycle cards. I'm wondering if maybe everything's going to cost a lot, so like you can play it, but you'd rather pull it from your graveyard using so maybe his ability will reduce the cost of playing through his weapon will reduce the cost of playing through things through the graveyard. I don't know. It's interesting. My theory was, until I started making this video, my theory was that all your allies are going to start in your graveyard and you're just going to be able to pull from them. And it's like an interesting pivot to how they did Prism, where you're shuffling through your deck. It's much better to have them come through the graveyard because Prism, when you want to pull, like it works in Talishar, it works fine, but when you're playing a physical card game and they're asking you to look through your entire deck and then you have to shuffle it every time, it adds a lot of time that people are sitting around. And so mechanically, Prism's systems don't work so good. This graveyard use technique allows you to, what's cool is like you have that huge amount of variability like Prism, to like pull cards. Anything you get into your graveyard, then you can pull out. So you can respond to specific threats. You have a huge, like you basically are detaching from the mechanics of Flesh and Blood, which is like you have these cards and you have to play these cards in your hand. Like you can choose how to use them. You can choose to use some as resource, some as not. But if you don't, you're IPing yourself, intellect penaltying yourself. Gravy Bones here does sort of like Magic, where it's like if you once per turn you draw a card to your graveyard, then that card that you've drawn to your graveyard you can use at any point. It's like Magic where you're building a hand and then you have minions in your hand until you're ready to use them. The one thing that's not like Magic is you're not able to build up this resource pool, so it's interesting to know like how are they going to put the right amount of offense on these guys, or sorry, the right amount of cost in order to make them expensive enough to play that you can't on turn one flood the board and then have board presence that allows you to dominate. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I'm excited. I think I'll be buying this Armory deck. Hopefully he's not running too many cards from the set that will just end up being super expensive, because I think a lot of people will want to play this guy. But just being able to play on like a different axis to me is interesting. Like I said, I made my last video more in the title than in the actual video. Enigma is the future of illusionist design, and maybe really the future of illusionist design is Gravy Bones here. I also love this tie-in, the Sky Pirates of the Mechnologists. I think is really cool. Just aesthetically, these floating ships and Narcissa. I don't know. Studio Ghibli aesthetic is super fun. I think that we're understanding that you're going to try and fill the board with cogs. I guess what's interesting here is the cogs are sort of going to work like lands, right? Right, 1 mana. This gets +1 to go again. I think the goal with this set is to go, hey, Magic players, here's something that's familiar to you. Start here, get the Armory deck, go to an Armory, play. It costs you $40, and then start to understand what Flesh and Blood is all about. See these other heroes in action that operate on different axes, and I think people are going to start to appreciate how much there is a skill expression. And I think, with the popularity of League of Legends, it's like people love being able to get good at something and express their, you're expressing your skill or you're expressing your commitment to something. So yeah, I've looked through the Ranger. Ranger doesn't seem all that special. The main thing about the Ranger that we're wondering is what is the cannon? Which one? Yeah, if you've activated a cannon, go fish. When this hits a hero, choose and reveal a card in their hand. If it's an attack action card, they discard it and create a gold token. So unless that's cool to see, because that's like anti-aggro. If you've got all attack actions, this card just eats you for lunch. I think Syndra's kind of like that. I mean, there's tons of heroes that are just stacking their deck with attack actions. So if you have a handful of attack actions, this thing eats you for lunch. And then, it works the way it's supposed to if you can activate a cannon. And I wonder what those are. Those cannons. The Goldfin Harpoon is cool. I do like the Goldfin Harpoon. I don't know if Lexi worked like this, but like the idea of creating arrows out of thin air, it doesn't feel right for a pirate. Right? She's like it feels like, I mean, in RuneScape there was a bow that created arrows in thin air and shot like elemental arrows and stuff rather than arrows that you have to have in your inventory. But Goldfin Harpoon is cool because it's basically a token arrow that gets created. And I think that fits really well in it's something we've seen in Ninja, but it's something that fits really well into Ranger. So yeah, I am excited. I also do find it interesting. I do kind of like these serialized cards. Let's see. This one. Okay, I found it. It was so I'm was looking for this treasure pack information. I think this is cool. I hope that this is the type of thing that's gonna push LSS to print more cards in Majestic slot. Like for example, hopefully the Codex reprint is Majestic slot, not Legendary slot. Like even though Legendary slot helped bring down the price of CNC, like that's a generic card used in every deck. I guess it's the face of Flesh and Blood, and it's not like super important for those decks. But I think that doing that same thing for Codex is wrong. I think the people that bought Codex, yeah, some people paid a lot for it, but they're buying it because they want to play the deck, and I don't think they're going to get upset that more people have access to play that deck. So yeah, I hope that that's a Majestic reprint, and if it is, that would be awesome. And then they can use these like treasure packs. You know, treasure packs are cool because these treasure cards are they're like one-ofs. They say one-ofs in packs. Only one of each exist in treasure packs. I think maybe some of those lost treasures will come in like gold foil packs or judge packs or stuff like that. But, you know, still, those cards sell for an enormous amount. Some of the rare, and it seems like these are specific, maybe they're alt arts that exist in only one-ofs. And so the price of these cards is going to be $5,000 or whatever, you know, crazy price that they can end up going to. And that's awesome because that enables collectors to have these chase cards, but not push players to like people that want to play the game can play the game for less than $5,000, or, you know, if you want a couple decks at this point, Flesh and Blood's costing you upwards of $2,000 easy. So hopefully this treasure pack brings down the price of some of these more expensive things. Because, well, they need to get the printing right, but this idea that they're separating out collectors' cards and the price of regular cards that people want to play with is good to me. Yeah, and also this is sweet. Gravy Bones. Young Gravy Bones is awesome. So yeah, lots of cool stuff in this set. Hopefully I will have some more insights. I don't know. I'm gonna make another video, probably do a gameplay and chat about some more stuff in the gameplay, but I just wanted to get this out because I thought that I had original ideas, and even though I don't, I've been spending a lot of time on the Discords and stuff, and so I figured I'd share what I've amalgamated and maybe get some conversation started. And yes, share my stoke for this new set. It's cool stuff. I'm really pumped about this guy. Really pumped about the art style of this guy, because I hated the art style of mechanologists. I felt like it was weird, but this kind of really helps them find a place. The Sky Pirates, the steampunk going into space feels pretty cool. And yeah, and then this is some beautiful art too. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Oh, hey there. I didn't see you. I was just playing Flesh and Blood. It would be really cool if you comment on the video down below, you know, for the algorithm.